What looks easy peasy lemon squeezy but is actually difficult lemon difficult. Playing the triangle. A lot of my non-musician friends joke about how easy it is to play it. Then they actually hold the damn thing and look stupid. I can still remember my band director. You guys laugh about the triangle players, but you have no idea how hard it is to stay focused while counting 132 bars and not miss your cue. Whistling with your fingers. I did it once like 6 years ago and haven't been able to replicate it since. Pisses me off. Dancing. I wouldn't say it looks easy, but when I see people do it, they're so good at it and it flows so well it looks easy. But damn, I just cannot get my body to do anything more than a bop and maybe some stupid arm moves. I'm 25 and dance like a 50-year-old at a reunion. Dancers are so delicate and make it look so easy. It's honestly amazing. It's just hilarious when I try to do literally anything and fail horribly. All smoke and mirrors. Friends. As a dance teacher, I can tell you confidently that it feels absolutely silly until you just start to sell it. 90% confidence. 10% squats. Having fun is step number 1. Fake it till you make it. Drawing something from memory. Like a bird or something. In mind, yep, that's a bird. On paper, that's a bird. Draws squiggly lines far away in the horizon. Birds. Digging. Anytime it's shown in movies or TV it looks easy AF, but the second you have to grab a shovel and break dirt. Bleh. Here, just let me dig up this 6-foot deep grave with a shovel. Welp. All done. A basic physical exam with the doctor. Looks like a simple look at the throat, listen to the chest, yup, they have a heart, alright. When in actuality doctors spend thousands of hours practicing it so that when you come in with a murmur or funny looking kid syndrome they can recognize it immediately. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. They're looking for hernias. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. I swear this isn't what it looks like. He's helping me study for a test. Those capture things on Google. I can honestly never read them and the website always thinks I'm a robot. Maybe you are a robot. Natural makeup. More work than regular makeup. TBH, this reminds me of a video I watched of a visual effects artist explaining his job. If no one notices your work on the footage, you've done your job well. It's only when you mess up do people notice. Street names. Everyone thinks it's great fun and likes to offer suggestions, but every tree, lake, and other natural feature has at least a dozen variations which you can't repeat for emergency service reasons. That and you get cities which want a street name change anytime the road changes direction regardless of a logical breakpoint like an intersection. I legit thought you meant street names like Lilty or Fingers. Flying remote controlled helicopters. It looks so effortless when watching seasoned flyers, but in reality it's like balancing a marble on an upturned bowl. I'll never forget the time I went out and bought a decently priced helicopter. 5 minutes into setting it up, I didn't even get it 3 feet off the floor before I smashed it into a chair, destroying the rotor blades. I tried maybe like 5-6 more times before I gave up, and now it hangs in my garage as a monument to my failure. Edit. I was outside. Easy as pie. Pie is the most difficult thing I've ever done made. Making lemonade. Sure, squeezing one lemon is easy peasy. But do you know how much juice that makes? Not a lot. Fill in the rest with sugar. It's the American way. Work. I'm a lawyer and had a client call saying she needs the help with a merger. But don't worry. It's super easy peasy lemon squeezy. That project took 6 months and I almost had a breakdown. She didn't understand why the bill was so high since it was so easy. Writing a 250-word open-ended reflection where you're expected to be creative. All I want as a grad student is some goddamn structure and also a rubric. As you progress through the levels of degrees, it is supposed to become more abstract. High school. You're basically just reciting the book. Highly structured. Just follow directions. Bachelor's degree. reciting parts of the book and generating some original thoughts within a guideline. Master's degree. Capable of independent thought. Only referencing knowledge from the book. And applying that knowledge in unstructured ways. PhD. You wrote the book. Hanging out with friends during that I'm not at school but I'm still dependent on my family period where you have spare time but have no way of getting anywhere. I use a wheelchair and people usually don't believe me when I say that getting around can be difficult. Because many of them think that pushing a wheelchair is easy. They literally tell me this. The thing is when you use a wheelchair all day and it is basically your only means of transportation, it looks more natural. This becomes a problem when I point out accessibility problems. They often don't believe me because they see how I can navigate and assume that it's easy just because I make it look easy. And your arms gotta be ripped by now. Folding fitted sheets. I've watched instructional videos that make it look so easy but I always just end up with a crumpled up mess. And that's how it gets put away. The most common type of ghost is the one in a white sheet with waving arms. These are the spirits of people who died while trying to fold a fitted sheet. Finding the person I always saw myself falling in love with. Are you the person that person is going to fall in love with? Edit. Thank you for all the awards. I'm a little shocked and saddened at the amount of people who took this comment negatively. Even calling it toxic. Everyone deserves to be loved. And self-reflection is not bad. Don't just look for the right one. Be someone else's right one. Actually doing things. In theory it's simple. Just do the thing. In reality I procrastinate until I hate myself. Self-discipline is the single hardest skill to master in this world that makes it so easy to just not. Maintaining friendships from high school college after you graduate. People get so busy with work and starting their own families that friendships get put on the back burner. You stop talking to someone for a few months. Then it suddenly hits you that you're no longer friends with the person. Reach back out though. Everyone understands and I've rekindled and kept in touch intermittently with so many amazing people. Yes, we're not best friends who talk every day but if shit went down I could give them a call, and vice versa, and when we do get together it's a great time. Finding a career you'll want to go to every day that won't crush your soul. Remember when you were young and teachers told you that you could be whatever you wanted to be? Yeah. Not so realistic when you want to pay bills and maybe have a little beer money too. I didn't go to college and struggle with the thought of not being able to have a lateral career move without a degree. But then I see my friends absolutely floundering with their student loan payments and think maybe I don't have it so bad after all. I went to college, grad school, got a PhD and work in a senior role at a highly coveted company. I still don't feel happy. The one thing I've learned after all these years is that happiness is not defined by title or company affiliation or number of letters after your name. My resume won't be on my tombstone. But in many ways, I'm stuck because of the responsibilities I have now and all the people in my family and my profession I'm accountable to. I feel like I'll always be in the pursuit of happiness, rather than enjoying the moment I'm living in. Beekeeping. You see videos of these old dudes in their veils and beekeeping suits and it makes it seem so relaxing and easy. Turns out that bees aren't so good at finding enough food on their own and they can get sick really easy and in the winter they can mold. Have you ever seen moldy bees? Sometimes they're not even dead. It's still worth it though. Edit. Thank you so much fellow beekeepers. I didn't have time to answer a lot of the questions and in looking through the questions, I saw a wonderful, beautiful community bringing awareness and knowledge. Also, obligatory thank you for the gold. I'm glad my plight with bees has garnered so much attention and I really appreciate the insightful knowledge that is being shared here. Have you ever seen moldy bees? Sometimes they're not even dead. Wow. Pretty much anything that a professional does, they make it look easy cause it's their job. Throw a football 65 yards accurately? PSSSH simple if you're an elite athlete. Cut open a chest cavity to fix a few coronary arteries? It's just another day at the office for a surgeon. Frame up a structural wall within a 2,000 square feet house. Just a bunch of wooden nails is all you need. Make crowded teeth perfectly aligned? Surely it's just a matter of wearing trays 1 through 55. Voila. It's all straight. In reality, each of these tasks takes someone who trained for years to visualize the problem, solve it, and execute it to the T. It looks easy, cause they practiced the hell out of it. Losing weight. Changing habits is hard. People tend to mistake simple things for being easy. Getting away with murder. Nationwide, the catch rate for murders is only about 50/50. It's way easier if you kill someone you're not close to. Being an adult. They never had to do homework. Could stay out late. Eat what they wanted and had the money. I wish I was a naive kid again. Makes me wonder if parents should be a little more honest about their life. But I guess kids will either see it as one-upping or get stressed, so I dunno. Playing an instrument. Have played most percussion instruments. Trumpet. Some baritone. And was first chair tuba sousaphone for 4 years, and difficulty varies based on instrument and physical attributes. Losing my virginity. That's me in the corner. That's me in the fleshlight. Socializing with people. I have severe social anxiety. And even small interactions with strangers. And even some people I've known for a while are really hard for me. I don't hate people or dislike being around them. But I'm just awful at keeping conversations going or initiating them. Outgoing people make it look very easy. For me it is not. Duck you duvet covers. Duck you hard. Edit. Holla crap. I thought it was just me that had lifelong problems with them. RIP inbox and massive thanks for the gold and silver. I get in the duvet like a mole and grab and pull until everything is layered pancake perfect, then I crawl out. Being in your 20s. As a clueless kid, I thought by now I'd have everything figured out and my life on track. I'm still clueless, but now I also have depression. In my 30s. Still clueless. Golf. I feel like most people think they can just grip it and rip it and don't take into account how hard it is to have a consistently good swing with solid contact. Golf is such a polarizing sport. I've played a few rounds. And done terribly. But I have landed a par and birdie, and damn is it one of the most exhilarating feelings ever. Anytime I come up with a coding idea for how to transform dataset X into pretty visualization Y. Oh, that will be easy, I'll just put this into an array. Do this then do that and we'll be good to go. 6 hours later and I'm still dumping the raw objects to figure out what's going wrong. Every time I come up with an idea and get to the execution part, something like this happens, then I drop it and think about it 6 months later and hate myself even more. Committing suicide. Looks easy. But when the time comes, it can be very hard to commit to it. Then you spiral further down the rabbit hole thinking you're so shit you can't even kill yourself. True story. Edit. Christ on a bike. Didn't expect such a turnout. I'd like to thank those that gave and all of you sharing bits of yourselves. It's very sad to see so many in the same boat. A little worried it may capsize. Thank you, Reddit. Hang in there. Not like that. Put the rope down. You've been great. Been there. Tried that. Drove to the hospital instead of going through with it. Felt even worse because I couldn't even accomplish that seemingly simple task. Then felt terrible because my wonderful husband had to come pick me up. That was like maybe 4-5 years ago. Things are much better. Got a dog to help me cope. Switched up my thyroid medicine and antidepressants. And set up a series of questions to ask myself and for my husband to ask me to make sure we catch anything before I drop that low again. My first baby just turned 1 2 weeks ago and my 7-year wedding anniversary is in a couple days. I'm so glad I failed back then. I hope you're doing well. And if you ever need convincing that things will get better, even if life in general doesn't, you yourself can feel better, then DM me. Even better. Get some support around you and be open about what you're going through. I didn't tell anyone for years. And I've got better relationships now because I've talked about it a bit. Killing Enderman for Ender Pearls. Easy. Stand with your back against a wall in a too high space that is too long. Just stare at him till he gets angry. They shouldn't be able to hit you like that. Selling panties online. I've seen a couple posts about how someone could exploit desperate dudes on Craigslist by buying women's panties, spritzing them with perfume, and then selling them online. where it's so easy. Nowadays, buyers want to see photos of a real woman and the exact pair they'll be buying. Or proof in the form of being Panther Trust certified. They'll want extras or special requests for their order, plenty of fetishes to go around. And the vast majority of them will drop off the face of the earth when it comes time to actually pay. You'll have to sift through hundreds of responses to your ad, knowing most of them will be time wasters just trying to get a little dirty talk or some photos. My advice? Don't bother. Leave it to the cam generals who make some side cash off selling their panties. Because there's always going to be someone willing to go a step further than you. And they will be the one to make the sale. Panty Trust certified? It amuses me that things like that exist. Make sure to like and subscribe so we can watch together.